Daddy, it is recording you.
Oh. Well, I need to present myself better than this.
It's not the best camera in the world. We're certainly going to edit it to the extent that we can. Okay. Now, it is recording right now.
Okay.
So go ahead and tell us your grandma and grandpa William memories.
Okay.
Are you the first grandson?
Yes, first grandson. Yes. From the second. Yes.
Second child.
Yes. Now Gerald would be first because he's older than I am, but that was Shirley's, or Ed Shirley's son. Grandpa Williams made whiskey. It was before my time, but he made a lot of wine that I can remember. And he would make it out of possum grapes or muscadines or wild cherries. And we had a big cherry tree growing down in the bottom, down by the creek. And it was loaded with cherries, 50 foot tall and just full of cherries.
Now, is this Wagner or Oak Grove?
Oak Grove. And so they cut the tree down and picked all the cherries off and then made cherry wine out of it. And Grandpa Williams was very good at making wine. And then another time.
Now, was this during Prohibition or just all the time?
No. This was probably 48, 49. Yeah, it would be Prohibition. Yes, it was still Prohibition.
Well, wasn't Prohibition more the 30s and not the 40s?
Oh, no. It was still going in 57 when I graduated from high school.
That would have just been Oklahoma then, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Oklahoma was dry.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Prohibition was way back, but Oklahoma was dry in the 50s. And then there was a time that 4th of July, and this again was probably 47, 48, 49, somewhere in there. And there was about 15, 20 of us kids there at Grandma and Grandpa's. And we were all setting off fireworks. So we run out of punk and nothing to light the firecrackers with. So we picked up what we thought was a dud and thought it just fizzled out. And we was going to light it and it would burn like punk. Well, there was Uncle Albert and Grace that was visiting. All the grown-ups around that was Rose and I don't know, Pat was there, and Pat was still a teenager at that time. But there was Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa and Rose and Ed and I don't know, several. But they were all sitting around in chairs out in the yard talking. And Uncle Albert said we could light that firecracker out of his pipe. So one of the other kids had the firecracker and he stuck it up in the pipe and it went off. Uncle Albert, whoa! The tobacco just went everywhere. We were laughing, we could hardly stand up. It was so funny. And Grandma says, "You little devils, if I can catch you, I'm going to kick your butts." And man, we all took off laughing so hard we could hardly run, and her right after us. Over the hill we went.
She didn't catch anyone.
And she didn't catch anyone. No. I don't think she really wanted to, but basically it was, we needed to get away from the grown-ups, so we left.
What other memories do you have?
No, the other memories would be the house in Wagner that
Yes, we need to hear about that.
Grandpa built. This would have been back in 44 probably, 45. Anyway, he was working on a floor joist at the time. And I had a little toy drill. It was just like a T-handle drill. And I brought it to him and I said, Grandpa, I have this tool here and you can use it if you want. He looked at me and he said, oh, well, thank you. Great. And so he took it. I'm sure it went back in my toy box, but at any rate, well, he made me feel good, like I was really helping him out. So, and
now that's the house on Lincoln, right?
yes,
In Wagner.
right.
Lincoln and 3rd, am I remembering correctly?
I believe it. Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't know. That's I just remember going to their house, and there was always cornbread and beans and I don't know, whatever they had. It could be pork or rabbit or whatever. Now, Mom tells a story when she was a kid, and this was back, I guess, in the 30s. Times was hard, and we didn't have anything to eat, and so Grandpa caught this, what they call a shotty poke. Now, shotty poke is actually a heron, and they caught this bird and cleaned it and was going to eat. And Mom said that they cooked it, ate it, everybody got sick. But they ate whatever they could catch. She was telling me that she and Cecil got out chasing rabbits. They'd run them into an oil pipe. There'd be a stack of oil pipe on the ground. And they'd run them into these oil pipes, and then they'd punch them out the other end, catch them, and bring them home. They'd have something to eat. So,
What kind of work did Grandpa Williams do?
he worked in the oil fields mostly. Oklahoma was booming from the 20s, I guess, up through the Depression and all that, just with oil field work. So he ran leases and such as that. During the war, he worked at the powder plant, and that's where he got the material. Was from wooden crates that ammo came in to the powder plant, and he took those crates home, and that's what that little house on Lincoln was built out of. All the siding on it came from those crates.
Now, what is a powder plant? For years, I thought Grandma worked in a cosmetics factory.
The powder plant during the war was where they made ammunition for the soldiers fighting the war.
And where was that located?
Pryor, Oklahoma, Mid-America.
Okay. Now, I remember Grandpa having a rock collection. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. He was very much into geology, especially since he'd worked in the oil field, and so he would find unusual rocks, and he had a tree there in the yard that he just stacked them up around that tree, and there was probably rocks, I don't know, 2 foot high, probably 5 foot out from the tree, all the way around the tree. A lot of rocks.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me a story about Grandma Williams going to take a bath in the Devil's Bathtub.
Oh yeah, yeah. This was before that area was developed, back south of their house, towards 61st Street. There was a little branch that ran down through there, and there was a place where it went through the sandstone, and so it was kind of scooped out, and it was just rock. and we called it the Devil's Bathtub, and it was about the size of a bathtub, and that's where she went to take her bath.
Just want to make sure. Yeah, it's still going. Now, did they have electricity and running water in their house?
No, they didn't get electricity until around the 50s. We didn't have electricity until 51, I guess. And that'd be the same time they got theirs.
And when you were a little boy, did you live with them, Grandma and Grandpa Williams?
Yes, from time to time.
Okay.
During the war, we moved around a lot, and we'd go stay with Grandma Waits, and we'd stay with Grandma and Grandpa Williams. We would go rent a house, but we wouldn't be there more than, a couple of months, and we'd be off again. So, Grandpa, I guess, eventually figured out that we needed a home, so he built a little house right next to his there on Lincoln. And that was, I was starting to school. I was in the first grade when he built that. And we lived there, I guess, about a year. And then Mom and Louis got married.
And that house is no longer there, the one that you
No,
lived in?
it's gone.
Okay.
It's gone.
Is that the one that y'all raised a pig in?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, Mom wanted to try to be self-sufficient as much as she could. And she got this little pig. And we didn't have any place to put it. We didn't have a pen or anything else. So she just put some boards up across one corner in the kitchen. And that pig went in that corner. And we didn't think much about it. It made it real handy for feeding the pig. Of course, got a little smelly, but I don't think any of us even thought about it. So,
yeah. But there aren't many people in the world that have that kind of childhood experience.
that's
At
true.
least, I don't want to say in the world, but I'm going to say in the United States.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and for the record, identify yourself.
Oh, Frank Gray,
Got full and true correct name.
Franklin Henry Gray,
Junior, senior, or the third?
Senior, born June 29th, 1939.
So that means you're how old?
Oh, 74. We'll be 75.
And where were you born?
Out north of Quita, about 3 miles on what they call, well, this would be Grandma and Grandpa's house. And it would have been called the Dickie Brown, the place was.
The Dickie Brown house or the Dickie Brown place?
Dickie Brown Place.
Okay.
I guess it was a farm. And why it was called a Dickie Brown, I have no idea.
Okay.
But
And you are the child of who?
Dorothy Mae Williams.
And she was the child of?
David Henry Williams and Grandma? Mary
Jane.
Jane Williams, yes.
Mary Jane Rayburn, originally.
Yes, Mary Jane Rayburn Williams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.